Alright, welcome to today's workout. So we're outside today. You can do this indoors as well too. It's entirely up to you. We've just chosen outside because we're going to do a little bit of traveling. So like we've done with a couple of the AMRAPs the last few workouts, we're going to use the AMRAP format again today, because again, this week is more about us building up some endurance, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to break it into 8-minute blocks. So 8 minutes of work followed by 2 minutes of rest, where I want you to try to recover and get that heart rate back down. So if you're using the my zone, I want you to get it down from the red and the yellow into the green, ideally into the blue. And for those who've got a great fast recovery, I want you to drop it back down into that grey area. So that's below 50%. The reality is it probably is not going to happen. You're probably still going to stay in the blue, maybe even in the green the whole way throughout. So 3 parts of the workout. So part 1 involves a dead ball. That's a 10-kilo dead ball. And I've got a wall ball, a 9-kilo or a 20-pounder behind me, and a bodyweight movement. So what we're going to do is do simple sets of 8. Sets of 8, simple, straightforward, nothing complicated. It's up to you what the number is, but 8 or 10, simply to keep you moving. So step number 1, you're going to grab your dead ball, you're going to hold it in the rack position, and we're going to do a broad jump with a slam. Okay, so it's a broad jump with a slam. So from here, we're going to try and go about 1.5 meters to 2 meters. We're going to try and not necessarily go out, but I want us to get up a little tiny bit too. So up, land, boom, slam the ball. Okay, so exploding up, so I get some height. As I land, heel toe, slam that ball straight the way down. We're just going to simply use the driveway or up and down as you see fit in the indoor studio. So again, we're going to go for 4 in one direction, 4 in another. It may be that you only have a small space. That's fine. Go across the driveway. 1, slam, turn around. 2, slam, turn around. At the end of the day, the space, the distance that you have is not the issue. It's obviously just more stability of a decent floor. So don't do this in an apartment and piss the neighbours off down below. So 8 of an explosive broad jump into a slam. Follow that with, we're going to take the wall ball. We're going to find ourselves a wall. We're going to step back about 1.5 meters or so, social distance from the wall, and I'm simply going to have it here into my palm, and I'm going to step in and I'm going to punch it and slam it into the wall hard enough that it's going to come back and it's going to bounce. So again, I'm going to do 8 of those. 4 on the right hand, 4 on the left. If you want a bit of a challenge, slam, step back, and slam and alternately. 4 on the right, 4 on the left. Okay. Now the final move in part A is our knee explode. So driving off the knee into the squat position. So I'm going to show you for the first 4. We're just going to do simple knee explode. So from here, kneeling down, 3, 2, 1, explode up onto the feet. That's for the first 4. The second 4, we're going to add a broad jump into that. So we're going to come from the knee, we're going to explode up, and we're going to jump. Now I'm not looking for you necessarily to go too high. If you want the challenge, I simply stuck the ball in front or stick another mat in front, so I've got a distance to travel. Option 2, for those who are comfortable with this, you could put your box jump, apply a box in front of it, set it to the 20 inches, 24 inches, whatever works for you, and you can explode forward and then up onto the box as your variation. So again, repeat, broad jump slams, the punch pass, and the knee explodes. With the knee explodes and the broad jump is round number 1 for 8 minutes. Cycle it through at 8 reps. Round number 2, grab yourself a rower. If you don't have a rower, treadmill, bike, doesn't make a difference, but I simply want you to go for a max distance in the 8 minutes. Now, if you're using the rower, then I want you to keep under that 2 minute per 500 split. That means it's 2 Ks in 8 minutes, right? Get it in, get it done. I was able to achieve that by simply sitting at 20 strokes a minute for the first 1700. Now that leaves me just a little bit short of the strokes a minute. It's about 202, 203. So therefore the last 300 I had to pick up the pace at around 30 strokes a minute to finish it in 8 minutes. In actual fact, it was 801.1. So therefore it's an 8 minute of just constant conditioning. 2 minute rest, and then the final drill is just the empty barbell. So the empty barbell, we're going to up the ante in terms of reps. 6 is the go. Now, if you don't have a barbell, you can do this with a pair of dumbbells, either way. But the movements are, first thing, number 1, unladen barbell. You're going to come out to the little tiny marks on the outside, we're going to go into a snatch grip. Okay, so a little bit wider here, and we're going to do the simple snatch movement. Now, if you want to come all the way down to a hang snatch and practice that, fine. If it's light enough that you can strict snatch press it, then I want you to do that too. So 12 of those. You're then going to come up onto the back, and you're going to come into not a high bar up here in the traps. You're going to try and come down to a low bar down the back a little tiny bit, and if that's the case, you're going to pull it in, and we're going to simply take our feet a little bit wider, soften the knees, and we're just going to slow this down, and we're going to come into some good morning rolls for 12. Final movement, bring it back into the middle, bar goes up overhead. Yep, and you guessed it, overhead lunges, simply for the set of 12. Okay, so 2 different ways that you can do the final piece. You can do them all in sets of 12. 12, 12, 12, get it done, go ahead. Option 2 is you're outside here. I simply chose to use the driveway. So I did 6 of my barbell snatches, 6 good morning rolls, 6 walking lunges, turn around, repeat, come back. It just means that I'm going to travel a little bit more periodically, a little bit more frequently, rather than just doing them all in the one go. And it also might give your shoulders a bit of respite from being up here for too long, or repeating the move for 12 if you're going to find the barbells a challenge. So that's the workout today. It is power based, 3 8-minute blocks. Block 1 with the dead ball and the wall ball. Again, remember, broad jumps to a slam, the wall ball push pass aggressive against the wall, into the knee explodes with the broad jump. 2, the 8 minutes, whatever it is. If you're doing the rower, it's 2Ks. Likewise 2, try the skio, give it a go. Otherwise, if it's the bike, it's a treadmill, I want you to simply go for a steady, how far can you get into in the 8 minutes. Round 3, barbell unladen. You can also use the dumbbells, you can do double snatch, you can use a torsion bar, you can use the heavy ram or the viper as we would call them down here, and you can also use the same thing. You could even use a sandbag for your sandbag cleans. All right, sandbag for bent rows, and yes, the sandbag for overhead. That's it, that's the workout, 3 by 8, go and get it.